Most people starting an AI agency are going to fail. Not because AI is dead, not because the market is saturated, and not because businesses do not need this. They're going to fail because they're running an AI agency like a normal agency, with manual research, manual proposals, manual audits, manual delivery, manual follow-up. And the crazy part, they are doing this during the one time in history when they don't even have to anymore. Right now, one person with a laptop, the right systems, and an AI co-pilot can do what used to take an entire team. But most people misunderstand the opportunity. They think AI is the product, but it is not. The real product is your ability to use AI to solve expensive business problems. A beginner sells AI. An operator sells the cost of doing nothing. In this video, I'm going to show you the three-part system I would use to go from beginner to AI operator. No case studies, no huge audience, no advanced technical background, just a simple system you can use to consult, audit, and sell AI systems to real businesses. The system is this: consult, audit, upsell. But before we break it down, you need to understand why this window is different from all the other ones we've seen. It's because starting a business is hard. I don't care what anyone online tells you. It's confusing, it's uncomfortable. You will doubt yourself, you will feel behind, and you will feel like you do not know enough. And most people quit before they can even get the proof that it works. But at the same time, this might be the best time in history to start. The cost of starting a company has collapsed. You don't need a huge team. You don't need an office. You do not need years of coding experience. You do not need to be the most technical person in the room. A 20-year-old can just sit in their bedroom, use ChatGPT as leverage, and build systems to help real businesses save time, recover revenue, and run leaner. But that does not mean everyone wins, because while the tools are getting easier, the market is getting smarter. Business owners are already tired of vague AI pitches. They do not care that you can build a chatbot. They do not care that you use ChatGPT or Claude. They do not care that you watch 20 tutorials on agents and automations. They care about one thing. Can you solve a painful problem that is costing them money? That is what separates people making money with AI from people just consuming the AI content. And that is where beginners get stuck. They watch tutorials, they build random workflows, they follow along with videos, they make automations that look cool on the screen, but they never connect the automations to a real business problem. So they are not building a business, they are just collecting dopamine. Tutorials are useful, but learning has to become leverage, and leverage only matters when it solves a problem someone will pay to fix. That is why you need to stop thinking like a normal agency owner and start thinking like an AI operator. An AI operator does not just build automations. An AI operator uses AI to run the business around the service. Lead research, call prep, business audits, offer creation, proposal writing, agent planning, client communication, follow-up, delivery, everything. The goal is not to work 12 hours a day doing every task by yourself. The goal is to use AI as a co-pilot so you can spend more time on the few things that actually make you money, like talking to business owners, diagnosing problems, creating valuable solutions, and closing deals. So let's break it down into 3 phases. The first phase is consulting, but not paid consulting, not just yet. If you are a beginner, your first goal is not to close the business owner on the first call. Your first goal is to earn trust. This is where most people lose the deal before the deal even exists. They get on a call and they immediately start pitching. I can build you an AI chatbot. I can automate your workflows. I can save you time with AI. And the business owner is instantly put off by this, because now it feels like a sales call. And once it feels like a sales call, they stop being curious, they stop opening up, they stop telling you their real problems inside their business. They just wait for the pitch to end. So your first call should feel like a free AI strategy session. Diagnose. Your job is to teach them what is possible. Ask questions, find bottlenecks, find repetitive tasks, find missed revenue, find manual work, find places where leads are falling through the cracks. Your goal is not to impress them with AI. Your goal is to make them say, wait, we actually do have that problem. That is the moment the conversation becomes actually valuable. For example, imagine you're talking to a med spa. The beginner says, I can build you an AI appointment setter. And to be honest, that's not terrible, but it's way too early. The operator asks, how many inquiries do you get each week from each of your channels, Instagram, your website, and through the phone? Then, how fast does your team usually respond? Then, how many people never book because they do not hear back quickly enough? Then, what is the average value of a booked appointment? Now the conversation changes. You're not selling software, you're uncovering money they may already be losing. And this is where Claude or ChatGPT can become your co-pilot. Before the call, you can use it to research the business. Ask, what are the most common bottlenecks for this type of business? Ask, what AI systems could create immediate value in this industry? Ask, what discovery questions would reveal missed revenue? Now you're not just walking in blind, you actually have the angles, you have the questions, you have the context. And after the call, you can use Claude again to organize your notes and figure out what is the most valuable problems they face. But let's make this clear. If you do not have the case studies, then do not charge for the first call. If you're already not overwhelmed with leads, do not charge for the first call. In the beginning, the free call is not where you make money, it's where you build trust. And that trust is what gives you permission to move into phase 2. Phase 2 is the audit phase. This is where the sale actually starts. Not because you pitch harder, but because you make the problem impossible to ignore. The audit turns pain into numbers. The point of the audit is simple. You're putting numbers behind the business owner's pain so clearly that hiring you feels cheaper than doing nothing. Your audit should answer 3 simple questions. Number 1, where is the business leaking time or money? Number 2, what is that leak likely costing them? Number 3, what is the first AI system they should implement to fix it? That is it. Don't overwhelm them with 10 different services. You just need to give them the highest leverage first move. If the business is getting leads but not responding fast enough, the first system is not content automation, it's not an internal dashboard, it's not a complicated agent stack. The first system is speed to lead, an AI lead response system that replies instantly, qualifies the leads, and books the appointment. It's clear, it's specific, and it's tied directly to revenue. Simple beats impressive, clear beats complex, and useful beats fancy. Let's say they miss around 8 calls a week and that their average job is worth around $600 each. Obviously, not every missed call becomes a customer, but let's say that half of them do. That's 4 lost jobs. 4 jobs at $600 is $2,400 a week, and that's close to $10,000 a month just from missed calls. Now the conversation changes because you're not asking, do you want an AI agent? You are saying you may be losing close to $10,000 a month from missed calls alone, and here's the system that helps recover it. This is a completely redesigned, different offer. A beginner says, I build AI agents. An operator says, I help you recover revenue from leads slipping through the cracks. One sounds technical, the other sounds valuable. Phase 3 is the upsell phase. This is where you finally offer to build the system. But notice the order. You did not start with the pitch. You started with the problem. You helped them see it. Put a number on it, you gave them the first clear move. So when you say, I can build this for you, it does not feel random. It feels obvious. That is why the consulting and audit phases matter, because by the time you pitch the AI agent, you're not just another person selling AI. You're the operator who helped them understand their own business better than they could. This is powerful. Your offer becomes simple. You can say, based on the audit, the biggest opportunity is your lead response processes. I recommend we build an AI follow-up system that responds instantly, qualifies the lead, and books the appointment. That should reduce missed opportunities and keep fewer leads from going cold. That is not hype. That is not a vague AI pitch. That is a business solution. And you did the audit properly, then the price will make sense. Because they are no longer comparing your price to another AI tool that they found on Google. They're comparing your price to the money they could already be losing. That is the game. So the framework is simple. Consult to build trust, audit to reveal the cost of the problem, then upsell the system that solves the highest value problem first. That is how you stop acting like every other normal agency owner, and instead, that's how you start operating with leverage. It's because you're not manually grinding every part of the business. You're using AI for the right problems and tools to research faster, think clearer, diagnose better, package stronger, and deliver quicker. The next wave of successful AI agency owners will not just be the best builders, they will be the best operators, because building the agent is only one piece. The real skill is knowing which problems to solve. It's how to explain it, how to quantify it, and most importantly of all, how to make it feel obvious. So if you're starting from zero, you do not need to overcomplicate this. You don't need to go out and build 10 different services with Claude Code. You do not need to spend the next 3 months watching tutorials and calling it preparation. You just need to pick a niche, book conversations, run free consulting calls, use Claude to find the bottlenecks, then turn those bottlenecks into audits. Then finally sell the system that solves the most expensive problem. That is the path, not AI agency owner. Instead, you need to be an AI operator. And the reason is quite simple. Because agency owners sell services, while operators solve problems. And the people who solve the most expensive problems are the people who get paid the most. In the next video, I will show you exactly how I would use Claude to build one of these audits from scratch, step by step. So if you're interested, click the link below.